In this module, we shall be talking about data collection methods and techniques. There are various methods, various techniques which can be used depending upon your experience. Of course, if you have experience in one particular tool or one particular technique, you can utilize it to collect multiple types of data, but it is more appropriate to make sure that first we understand the context of the analytics environment, what type of business it is, what type of industry we are talking about, and what are the business priorities or the strategy of that particular organization, how they want to perform analytics, and what type of visualization or data collection needs they have. So this is very important to understand the, and maybe you feel that I am very much emphasizing on this type of data source, internal or external data sources, because the methods we use and the techniques we use, they will vary. They will change from one type of data to the other, one source system to the other. These things will keep on changing. So it is very, very important for you people to learn and understand that when and where which particular method can be applied and which technique or tool can be used. So as I mentioned, like for the primary data sources are always available within your organization or where you have direct access to the data. So now we suppose we are analyzing manufacturing. There is a plant which produces data, and then these days these modern manufacturing assembly lines, they're almost all based on computerized system. They have their own not only PLC modules but much more advanced systems. They produce data, like they have two type of data sets, I would say. One is the configuration, setup or calibration data, and then the other data is which is directly related to the manufacturing or the production, which covers like how many pieces. Suppose we are manufacturing a PCB, a mother's board for a mobile phone. It means that there are so many components which will be placed on it, and then if there is a fault, it has to be identified automatically, because these plants, they work at a very fast pace. They produce millions of phones every month, like few thousand phones one plant produce in one day. You can imagine that what is the speed and how accurate that process should be, and can that business afford to have like many faulty components or many faulty phones? Of course the answer is no. So we have to understand that how data plays a very, very important role in such industries. So now if we understand that, okay, 95% is my accuracy requirement, and maybe 5% I can tolerate the faults, or maybe I can tolerate only 3% defects. Maybe my industry does not allow any tolerance. We need 100% accuracy in the production. So it means that accordingly we have to set over standards, like the calibration of the equipment and the accuracy of all the, because all these assembly lines, they comprises of multiple machines. Like they start the process with something and then put on multiple components on the motherboard, and then at the end you get your final product. So when this product is manufactured, it is examined automatically, and then maybe before packing they do some manual inspection as well. But the electronic components, all its parts or the overall performance is tested automatically, and all those results, they are stored as part of the data produced by the system. And this is the data is stored in different type of databases, right? So why I'm emphasizing on this is that you should understand that the data collection method and technique varies. Of course, in one module it is better to focus on one area or one particular thing instead of talking about many other industries or techniques or methodologies. So what we understand is that once we know the context, so this is important for you people to learn to develop this, I would say understanding that we know that, okay, I'm talking about a manufacturing system. It is a production assembly line. It produces data for the defects and the operational, how many pieces it has produced, how many defects were detected, what type of defects were detected. So you know that then you can plan ahead everything else. Similarly, for such a system, the external data sources are the number of complaints from their customers, right? That is an external data source. So then that can be related, that external data about this particular mobile phone which has been sold, right? So when there is a complaint coming, the company, the manufacturer, they will exactly know, okay, this phone was developed according to what standards, right? And then it was manufactured, which shift, how many, like which components were used, the components are purchased from which particular supplier, and things like this. So everything will be integrated. So all your internal data sources, external data sources from suppliers, from your customers, and your internal data, everything will be consolidated. And then you can have like different type of analytics, like okay, this particular product has been produced, okay, this is the cost, this is the profitability, how many pieces we have sold, how many pieces got defects, how many complaints we got received about a particular model, and what was the defect, the common defects. So this is a lot which we can cover in these manufacturing, especially on the electronic manufacturing or any type of manufacturing. These techniques and methods can be employed. So I hope that you have got the context that why internal and external data sources are important, and why data collection techniques, they are important, and they play a very, very significant role in your system design, solution design, in your reports, visualization designing, and everything. And I hope that you will enjoy more and more as we move to the next modules of this course.